I'm finally back from E3, so I got some things to talk about. But first, let me talk about my career, the NBA Finals. What a journey it's been. I'm ready to start the NBA Finals live stream. I'm going to do it this week, in the middle of the week. I'm going to say probably Wednesday. It'll be official on Monday, Tuesday. I'll make a video letting you know what time I pick, but I'm thinking it's going to be Wednesday. I'm going to play the first 4 games of the NBA Finals. Of course, this weekend, Saturday, I'm going to be busy. Sunday, Father's Day, so I can't do it on the weekend, but we can do it during the week. So let me talk about E3. I actually made a new move. I missed my flight Tuesday morning. I had a flight that was leaving at 7:20 a.m. and I missed it. I made a new move. So the first day of E3, I missed as well. I mean, there was nothing I could do. The airline I was on, which is Virgin America, the only other flight they had going out to LA on that day was 12 hours later. It was a 7:20 p.m. or something like that. And it arrived there in the evening. So that's what I ended up doing. I went back home. I didn't stay at the airport for that long. No way. So I went back home and then I came back when it was time for my flight. And of course, my flight was going on during the NBA Finals, Game 3, Heat versus Spurs. And I thought I was going to be able to watch it on the plane because I know Virgin America has TV. And I remember the last time I went out there, on my flight, I caught the Golden State Warriors game versus somebody. I don't remember who they were playing, but that's what I thought. But then it turned out that Virgin America didn't have ABC. They had TNT. They had all the other channels, but not ABC. And the finals are on ABC, which means I was going to miss the Heat game. I couldn't believe it. I said, come on, cuz, how can you have TNT, ESPN, but you ain't got ABC? A local channel, a national channel. Come on, cuz. But you know I had some tricks up my sleeve. I said, let me do what they do in Europe. Let me do what people do when they don't have a TV subscription. Let me go find a live stream. So to do that, I had to get the onboard Wi-Fi. You know how when you're on a flight, you can get Wi-Fi, you got to pay for it. Yeah, it's definitely not worth it. The go-go in flight, that speed is ass. That speed, I thought Comcast was ass. Go-go in flight is ass. I did a speed test and the results of download were like 0.12 and the upload was 0.08. Seriously, I paid $15 for that. So anyway, I get online and I go on Google, and of course I find the live stream. You know me. I know what to type into Google to find the NBA Live Game 3 live stream for free. So I find a stream, and it's decent quality. It's adequate quality, not HD, but good enough to watch if the internet could keep up. But of course it couldn't. So like every 5 to 10 seconds, the stream would lag or it would freeze. You would hear the audio, but you couldn't see the video move, and it would freeze. Or then sometimes the audio would glitch because then the stream had to catch back up, so it had to skip all the parts it missed. It was just glitching. But every once in a while I would get lucky and I'd be able to watch a minute straight of the game flawlessly with no lag or anything. So this is all my fault because I missed my flight. If I would have made my flight, then I would have been there the first day of E3, and then after E3 I would have been back in the hotel. I could have watched it on the HD TV. But I guess it doesn't matter because the Heat got blown out anyway. So let's fast forward to the second day of E3, which was pretty good. I got to meet a lot of YouTubers, a lot of guys I met last time at the Battlefield 4 event in San Francisco, but I also got to meet some new people like Speedy, KYR Speedy. I got to meet Nobody Epic. I got to meet KSI, and everybody was cool. We had a good time. We were laughing, sharing jokes. It was a lot of fun. Now let's talk about the games. Obviously on Monday, 2K revealed their first trailer for 2K14, and they were using actual footage from the game. They weren't pre-rendering their stuff. 2K never does that. That's one thing that you have to give 2K. Whenever they show us footage, it's always gameplay and replay mode. They never pre-render the footage. They actually play it and then they just edit it up like you would edit up a montage. So everything in that LeBron trailer was being shown on a PlayStation 4. Apparently they were playing on a PlayStation 4 getting that footage, and I have to say that the graphics looked amazing. This was the first time that I've seen a 2K trailer where I really thought that the graphics were a huge improvement, because normally when we've seen trailers for, let's say, 2K10, 11, 12, 13, yeah, you see a little bit of improvement, but it still looks like the same 2K. But 2K14 looks so much better. Like, LeBron looks exactly like LeBron. There's a few shots where you can see Meta World Peace. You can see Kobe Bryant. Kobe looks just like Kobe. Another positive is that on that fast break where LeBron steals the ball, it's only for a second, but you can see the way that Kobe runs up the court trying to catch up to LeBron. He's taking real steps. So I don't know if this means that 2K14 has real foot planning. I don't know, but the way that he was running is just amazing. I'm going to put a link to that trailer in the description if you haven't seen it. Go look for Kobe Bryant and just look at how he's running and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. That trailer really has me hyped for the game, especially since I've seen the NBA Live 14 trailer at E3 with Kyrie doing that step back move over DeAndre Jordan. Now, the graphics in NBA Live don't look anything like 2K's. 2K14, that trailer looks so much better than NBA Live graphics. The only thing that was good about the trailer that I saw at E3 for NBA Live was the dribbling. The way that Kyrie was dribbling, it looked really good. And in the 2K trailer, we didn't really get to see the dribbling. So we'll just have to wait and see when the games come out. But I'm really excited for NBA 2K14. The only thing bad about the trailer that I saw for 2K14 was that the accessories, it's going to be the same. I know it's not a big deal, but people are going to be complaining. LeBron James was wearing white socks when he was on the road. And I know I'm complaining about accessories, but it's true. They don't just, how come they can't just switch it to black socks? He's on the road. It's something so simple. So who knows? Maybe there's going to be a lot of generic shoes. So now let me talk about some other games. I got to try out both the new Xbox One controller and the PlayStation 4 controller. And I have to say that I like both of them. They're both, they feel nice. The Xbox One controller, the joysticks are really loose now. They're pretty stiff on the Xbox 360. They're much more loose, almost as loose as the PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4, I'll say. And it seems like the PlayStation 4, they moved the joysticks. There's more space between the joysticks now, so you're less likely to ever bump thumbs. So if you've never used a PS3 controller, let's say you've been an Xbox guy and then you pick up a PS3 controller, you're probably going to be bumping your thumbs all over the place, especially if you have big hands. But I think with the increased width or however they place them, I don't think that'll ever be an issue. And it's not really an issue for me anymore, because when you get used to the PS3 controller, you just don't do that. But at first you do. So, I have to say that both controllers felt really good. But I noticed that all the games that you could play at E3, they were not being played on the new consoles. They were being played on PCs. So when I played with the PS4 controller, I was playing Need for Speed, but there was a computer. We were playing on the computer. And the reason I know that is because I actually got to record footage of me playing Need for Speed, and it plugged right into the computer, and we were using Fraps to record. So it can't be a console. The consoles were not in use at E3. All the games were on PCs. So what does this mean? Does this mean that these games that I saw, they're not going to look like that on the consoles because we're playing on a PC? Obviously, the PC is more powerful than both of these consoles, even combined. But, I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's still going to look good, but I don't think it's going to look as good as what we saw at E3 because that was on the PC. So what is E3 really like? E3 is kind of like going to an amusement park. Have you ever been to Disney or Universal Studios? And you know how you have to wait in line to go on the rides? That's how E3 is. If you want to play these games, you got to wait in a long line. And let me tell you, these lines are long. These lines are like an hour, 2 hours long, maybe even more. Who knows? Some of these games like Titanfall, oh my gosh, the line for Titanfall went around the area where it goes in, and then there was still a line extending. So maybe that's why E3 is so many days, so that you can wait in line so that you could play enough of the games. So I missed the first day, so I didn't have time to wait in line to see all those other. Now, most of the games, even though you didn't get to play it or you had to wait in the line, you could still see other people playing it, like Assassin's Creed, I think even Watch Dogs, and a lot of the games were like that. But then certain games like Titanfall, you had to actually go into the room. So you had to wait in line and get inside this exclusive room. So you couldn't watch other people playing it. The only way you could see any kind of footage of that game is if you waited the 2 hours or whatever to get into that little booth that's closed in by walls and actually play. So I think that's really the only bad thing about E3 is that even though you're there, that doesn't mean that you get to play the games you want to play unless you want to sit and wait in a long line. And I'm talking a long time. And it seems like really on Monday when they had that press conference, that press conference was actually better than going to E3 because they basically talked about everything. So if you're at E3, you didn't really learn any information that they didn't say in the press conference. So it's kind of like all you really needed was to just listen to the press conference and you'll know everything about all the games that are coming out. You'll know all the details. There were a few people, obviously, that have media access, so they can go backstage at some of these booths. But for most people that are there, you're not going to have that media access. So it's not really that big of a deal, at least in my experience. That's just how I feel after being there and experiencing it. To me, the best part about E3 is just meeting everybody, all the networking opportunities, because there's a lot of people in the industry that are at this event. So the networking opportunities are through the roof. And I think that's the best part about going. It's not the actual being there around the booths and actually playing the games. Because like I said, it's like an amusement park out there trying to get in line and play these games. I mean, everybody wants to play all the good games, so you got to wait in a long line. So that's pretty much it. I do have some video footage. I might throw it together, make a little montage, kind of like what I did for San Francisco, but I actually have a lot of videos to make. Right now, I got so much stuff to do. I got a live stream. I got FIFA, my team, Last of Us. So I don't know when I'll get a chance to get around to that, but I do have some footage that I wanted to show. And at E3, they had this little zombie game, and they had humans acting like zombies. It was hilarious. I recorded some of it. And maybe I'll let that fly into footage. But this fall is going to be a really exciting time in gaming. There's so many good games coming out. So far, I pre-ordered the PS4. I did it today. And I know it's crazy. Those PS4 pre-orders are ridiculous. On Amazon.com, you actually can't guarantee a console on release day anymore because they ran out of those pre-orders for release date. That's how many pre-orders they had. Yeah, but I was lucky enough to be able to pre-order it at my local GameStop. They still had some today. And it was funny, when I called in, I asked them, they said, yeah, we have a few left, but you might want to come in and get it now because we don't know how long we're going to have it for. So I pre-ordered NBA 2K14 like a boss, and I'll probably pre-order the Xbox One eventually. And this is crazy because that means I'm going to have the game 3 times because I don't know which console is going to play better. So we just have to get both, play both, experience it, and then just make the decision after a year of playing. So I'm going to have it first on the 360 because it comes out in October. The consoles don't come out in October, the new ones. So then when they do come out, then I got to get the game again. So I don't know what that means for my career. Am I going to start it over? I have no idea.